What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny, and in today's video we're going to be going over the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning this weekend's interim world title fight at 168 pounds on the undercard. Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford, between Christian Mbilli taking on fellow undefeated knockout artist Lester Martinez. Guys, before I continue, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been with me since day one. If you haven't already, could you please remember to hit subscribe? Could you also like this video? Go down to the bottom of your screen right now, find the bell, click that. It's a notification button. Do this so you never miss a live stream or a video. Also, guys, we launched our Johnny Says Boxing VIP Insider membership. That link is tagged in the comment section below. What you get with that membership, it's a couple bucks a month. You get more access to myself. You get more options on the YouTube channel and our live streams. You get features, you get shout outs. But more importantly, you get to become a member of our private betting, professional betting Discord. In that Discord, you'll be able to brush shoulders, pick the brains of some professional bettors, as well as join one of YouTube's boxing's fastest growing Discords. All right, guys, this week is finally here, a week that I've had on my calendar before it was made official. Of course, I'm talking about Bud Crawford taking on Canelo Alvarez. This is for all the marbles. The undercard is stacked. This whole card will be streaming on Netflix, which alone tells you that boxing with fights like this breaks through into the mainstream. On the undercard, a bunch of fights that I'm going to be going over this week. I'm going to be talking about that rematch between Boacek and Adams. You got some young, hungry killers on the card. Callum Walsh taking on Fernando Vargas Jr. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about a sleeper fight of the year candidate between two undefeated big punchers. One is the interim champion Mbilli, and the other one is one of Bud Crawford's stablemates, the Guatemalan B&B boxing student of Bomac. I'm talking about the undefeated, hard-hitting Lester Martinez. So in this video, what I'm going to do is break down both guys' careers. I'm going to talk a little bit about how they go about their business. And like always, stay tuned to the end of the video, because that's where I'll be going over the current Las Vegas odds, and I'll be telling you where to put your money. All right, guys, as soon as this one was announced, we've been talking about it on the channel the entire time. Everybody's been asking me, who do I like in this matchup? We most recently saw Mbilli when he took on Selecki, a gorgeous first round knockout. We got some insider information about that fight, so I put that in the Discord. It only seemed like it was a couple weeks ago, which it wasn't too long ago. And Mbilli landed a gorgeous uppercut. With Mbilli, you're gonna see a guy, he's listed at about 5'8", maybe 5'9", depending on who you ask. Another interesting thing about him, his box rec says he has a 72-inch reach. I've been told by people close to him it's more like a 74-inch reach. Why is that important? I think it's important because one of the aspects and sort of benefits of his style is that Mbilli could punch going forward and coming backwards, moving off onto that back foot, which we rarely ever see. He's a big puncher, a lot of volume. The thing that stands out for me the most when I watch a Christian Mbilli fight is his gas tank and his willingness to trade. Guess what? In his opponent, everything I just said about Mbilli, you can pretty much say the same thing for Lester. Lester Martinez, he's been on pure boxer fans' radars for a while. You ask a true blue fan, they'll tell you they know about Lester Martinez. They'll tell you about, they know what camp he comes from. 5'11", 72, 73-inch reach, orthodox fighter as well. A lot of volume, knockout artist. This guy's instant action, and hats go off to both men for meeting in the center. I feel this is a fight that has the opportunity to steal the show. I should also mention it is for the interim. I already brought that up. The reason why that's significant, the WBC, is because whoever wins this Canelo-Bud fight becomes the undisputed at 68. Canelo if he wins, and still Bud if he wins, and new, depending on which way you're cheering in that fight, the belts will be all in one place still. So you got to think whoever wins in Mbilli versus Martinez would fight the winner of Bud versus Canelo, which kind of sounds insane because I don't see Lester fighting Bud. So we'll see if the rumors are true. Whatever way we cut it, specifically about what Bud does after this fight. Some people were saying he walks away. Some people were saying he drops back down. We'll see what happens. I'm not a fortune teller. That's not my job on this channel. Right now, I do want to take a closer look at Lester Martinez, the undefeated Guatemalan, and see what he's been up to in his career. All right, guys, Lester's 19-0 with 16 knockouts. Out of 1,788 fighters in the world at 168 pounds, he's ranked number 12. He's fought a career total of 74 pro rounds. He carries into the ring an 84% career knockout to win ratio. The 29-year-old Guatemalan is an orthodox fighter standing at 5'11" with a 72-inch reach. He was born and raised in Guatemala City, Guatemala. We last saw him fight Joshan James, 9-0, knocked him out in the 4th. Gongora, 22-2, won a UD in the 10th. Angulo, 11-8, knocked him out in the 2nd. De Abreu, 14-3, knocked him out in the 4th. Steen, 16-1, knocked him out in the 8th. With Lester Martinez, I don't think this is controversial to say. This will be his biggest step up in opposition. These will be the brightest lights for Lester. You ask him, you listen to his interviews, he's been waiting for this his entire career. The one hesitation I have with picking him is, will the lights be too bright for him? Does that resume hold any weight against Mbilli's resume? They do have a common opponent in Gongora. Both guys beat Gongora, both guys beat him by decision. Lester's going to want to control the center. He's going to want to get out on that front foot. Lester has a good jab. I've been watching a lot of the boxing experts all week, all month, talking about who has the power advantage. A lot of people are siding with Lester. I don't know, man. I don't know. I see why the high knockout to win ratio, but in terms of stylistically, how they throw their punches, where they throw their punches, the angles, the punch selection, to say Lester has the power advantage over Mbilli, I don't know. And I think that Martinez has a better jab. We will see right off the bat his game plan to see if he wants to use the jab to execute getting within the pocket, then to work his body and put damage on Mbilli. Take away some of that endurance Mbilli brings into the fight every fight night by going to the body. Right now, let's take a look at the interim WBC champ Mbilli and see what he's been up to in his career. All right, guys, Mbilli's 29-0 with 24 knockouts. Out of 1,788 fighters in the world at 168 pounds, he's ranked number 3. He's fought a career total of 133 pro rounds and carries in the ring an 83% career knockout to win ratio. He is the WBC interim world super middleweight champion. His adoring fans know him as Solide, and the 30-year-old Frenchman is a 5'8.5" orthodox fighter with a 72 or 74-inch reach, depending on who you ask. He was born in Yaoundé, Cameroon, but lives and resides in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. We last saw him fight Selecki, 33-3, stopped him in the 1st. Derevyanchenko, 15-5, won a UD in the 10th. Heffron, 30-3, knockout in the 1st. Murdoch, 27-2, stopped him in the 6th. Demon Nicholson, 26-5, stopped him in the 4th. Then he fought Carlos Gongora, who was 21-1. He won a unanimous decision. I was listening to my boy Paulie on the boxing scene talk about this matchup. Paulie is leaning and siding with Lester. He said that Lester's the bigger puncher. He also talked about the Gongora fight, which I watched that fight. Both guys fought him. I already told you that. In Paulie's breakdown, he says that Gongora dropped Mbilli. Now, unless I missed something, maybe he was referencing the 8th round. Gongora fought his best work, I felt, in that 8th round. But Mbilli wasn't really ever in super danger. He got caught with some big shots, and he never hit the canvas. That being said, when I look at both guys side by side, big punchers, big output, primes of their careers. Neither one of these guys have lost. Neither one of these guys know how to take a back step. I actually give the power advantage to Mbilli. I think he has the more compact power. I think he has the more thudding power. Technically, you could say, if you're looking at a fighter who's going to technically throw the jab better, who's going to be a little bit more defensive sound when they go in and out of the pocket, their lateral movement regarding protecting themselves, I'll give that to Lester Martinez. It's really going to be up to him to make Mbilli exit the pocket. We'll see if he'll be able to do that. We'll see if his conditioning carries throughout the fight. It's going to be a pace that he's never fought at. Keep that in mind. Guys, before I go over the Las Vegas odds and give you my prediction, I want to remind everybody, I do live streams every single day. In those live streams, I give you my prop of the week. We hit this week. The prop I gave you and gave the Discord boys, we hit a 2-1 and a +800. We took Sugar Nunes by decision at plus 800, I gave that to you. And Sugar in the over 6.5, that one hit. To get all those props, to get my parlays, to get my method of victories, you have to join the live streams and join the Discord. In these Stats Don't Lie breakdowns, you're only getting my money line prediction. All right, guys, wherever you are in the world, let's pull out those betting apps. I recently changed my app down here in Sydney from Sportsbet to Bet365, and I advise all you Aussies to do the same. The reason for this is Sportsbet, if there's a draw, you lose your bet. But Bet365, if there's a draw, the bet just gets voided, so your parlay is still active. The odds on Bet365 on the money line have Christian Mbilli as a favorite at $1.55, meaning you put 100 on Mbilli just to win, you get your money back plus 55 bucks. Martinez is a $2.45 underdog, 100 on Leicester, you get your money back plus 145 bucks. Look, guys, it's really hard for me, just for the sake of those odds, not to take Leicester. I think it could be a little bit closer than 245, maybe 60-40. I don't think it's a 50-50 fight. I think with the resume, with his ring experience, with the world level experience, I know people are like, yeah, how could you take somebody's experience for them to win a fight when one guy hasn't had that opportunity yet? I'm going to do that. I think Christian Mbilli's gas tank, I think his power in the pocket, and I think his ability, like I said, to punch going forward and punch going backwards will be the difference. I think he's going to wear Lester Martinez down throughout the 10-round fight. It is only a 10-rounder, not a 12-rounder. So my money is all in on the money line with the Frenchman, Christian Mbilli. This one was a tough one for me because I've been a fan of Lester his entire career. You guys know how I feel about B&B Boxing and Bomac. I feel Bomac's one of the best coaches in the sport. So I'm not anti-Lester. I'm actually a fan of him, but I'm going with my wallet on this one. I think Mbilli is going to be too much, and I think we're going to see it in this fight. This is not an echo chamber. In the comment section below, let me know, guys, where you're putting your money. Are you going with Mbilli? Are you going with the Guatemalan Lester Martinez? And guys, stay tuned to the channel. Like I said, you're going to be getting the videos, my predictions on Canelo versus Bud, Boacek versus Adams, the whole entire fight card. Plus, we got Naoya Inoue fighting MJ this weekend, so stay tuned.